I swear to God, if you don't shut your mouth right now, I'll make sure everyone knows what you really are. The room becomes silent. The menace hangs in the air like smoke. The individual who uttered it is trembling, eyes wide and fists clenched. They believe they have grabbed power. They believe that volume and wrath equal power. However, everyone watching knows the truth. The quiet person on the receiving end, the one who hasn't moved, flinched, or spoken, is the one who has everything. The aggressor has just shown their weakness. They showed their hands. They gave away the one card they possessed. In that moment, they lost. This is how the stupid rise. Not through strength, not through intelligence, through the illusion of dominance, through noise, through the willingness to do what the intelligent refuse to waste themselves on. They shout, they threaten, they demand, and the world, exhausted and conflict-averse, lets them. However, Machiavelli recognized something that most others do not. The foolish don't govern the world. They inhabit the thrones. They possess the titles. They create a noise. But they have no power over anything. They are puppets, dancing on invisible strings, manipulated by unknown forces. Real power does not declare itself. It does not need to. The fake tough guy exists in every hierarchy. The workplace tyrant, the political demagogue, the family bully, the social media provocateur, they all share the same architecture, a crumbling foundation of insecurity covered by layers of performance, aggression as defense, volume as compensation, dominance as disguise. They need you to react. Your fear validates them. Your anger energizes them. Your submission confirms their fantasy of power. Without your response, they are nothing, just wind, just noise, just emptiness, performing strength. The truly intelligent person recognizes this dynamic immediately. They see the desperation beneath the display. They understand that fake toughness is not strength-seeking expression, but weakness seeking protection. The loud person is not confident. They are terrified. Terrified of being exposed, terrified of being irrelevant, terrified of the silence that would reveal their emptiness. This is why stupid people accumulate positions of authority. Not because they deserve them, not because they earned them, but because the intelligent make a fatal miscalculation. They believe that competence will be recognized, that merit will be rewarded, that reason will prevail. These are beautiful illusions, comforting, civilized, completely divorced from reality. The stupid person has no such handicap. They are unburdened by self-awareness. They don't question whether they deserve power. They simply take it. They don't worry about being qualified. They declare themselves qualified. They don't wait for recognition. They demand it. And in a world that confuses confidence with competence, aggression with ability, volume with value, this works. The intelligent person hesitates. They consider. They weigh consequences. They calculate. And while they're thinking, the stupid person acts. While they're preparing the perfect response, the stupid person has already claimed the territory. While they're building the case, the stupid person has already declared victory. But here's what the stupid never understand. Occupying the throne is not the same as wielding power. Holding the title is not the same as commanding respect. Making noise is not the same as making impact. They confuse the appearance of authority with its substance. They mistake fear for loyalty. They believe compliance is the same as conviction. The intelligent person who understands this dynamic possesses something the stupid cannot access. Options. The stupid have only one move: escalation, more volume, more threats, more performance. They are predictable, mechanical, trapped in their own pattern. The intelligent person can choose. They can engage or withdraw, react or observe, participate or abstain. This asymmetry is everything. Most people waste their intelligence trying to defeat stupidity on its own terms. They match volume with volume, aggression with aggression. They enter the arena thinking their superior reasoning will prevail. This is the fundamental error. You cannot defeat stupidity by engaging it. You defeat it by refusing to participate in its game. If you're watching this and understanding these patterns, you've already glimpsed something most people never see. The mechanics beneath the performance, the weakness beneath the display. But seeing it isn't enough. Subscribe if you want to understand how to move through a world that rewards the wrong people without becoming one of them. Because knowledge without application is just entertainment. The first weapon the intelligent person deploys is silence. Not the silence of submission, not the silence of fear. The silence of absolute refusal to feed the performance. When the stupid person escalates, seeking reaction, the intelligent person offers nothing. No defense, no counterattack, no engagement, just presence, just observation, just the unnerving calm of someone who cannot be moved. This silence is unbearable to the aggressor. It denies them what they need most. Validation. Proof that their performance is working. Evidence that they matter. The stupid person's entire strategy depends on your participation. They need you to be afraid, angry, defensive, reactive. Your silence reveals that you are none of those things. And in that revelation, their power evaporates. Silence is not passive. It is the most aggressive act possible in this dynamic. It strips the aggressor of ammunition. It exposes their emptiness. It transforms their noise into evidence of their weakness. Every word they speak, every threat they make, every gesture they perform becomes pathetic in the face of your refusal to acknowledge it. But silence alone is not enough. The second weapon is patience. The stupid person operates in the immediate. They need results now, validation now, submission now. They cannot think beyond the next confrontation, the next performance, the next opportunity to assert themselves. This temporal poverty is their greatest vulnerability. The intelligent person thinks in seasons, in years, in decades. They understand that power is not seized in moments but accumulated across time. They do not need to win today. They need to position themselves for inevitable victory tomorrow. This patience is incomprehensible to the stupid. It looks like weakness, like submission, like defeat. Let them believe it. While they celebrate their theatrical victories, you are building. While they exhaust themselves on performances, you are conserving energy. While they alienate everyone around them with their need for constant dominance, you are forming alliances based on competence and mutual respect. Time is always on the side of the intelligent, always against the stupid. The third weapon is timing. The stupid person acts impulsively. They react to emotion. They strike when angry, defend when afraid, perform when insecure. This makes them entirely predictable. The intelligent person acts only when conditions guarantee success. They do not react. They calculate. They wait for the moment when intervention produces maximum effect with minimum effort. This is not about fairness, not about honor, not about giving the opponent a chance. This is about efficiency, about leverage, about understanding that true power is exercised only when its exercise is unnecessary, when the outcome is already determined, when victory is assured before action is taken. The stupid person will hand you this moment. They always do. Their need for performance guarantees it. They will overextend. They will make the threat they cannot back up. They will take the position they cannot defend. They will alienate the ally they cannot afford to lose. And when that moment comes, the intelligent person moves, not with anger, not with revenge, with simple, clinical precision. The fourth weapon is non-reaction. This is different from silence for Chinese. Silence is the absence of speech. Non-reaction is the absence of emotional investment. The stupid person's entire strategy depends on your emotional engagement. They want you angry. They want you afraid. They want you defensive. Any of these states hands them power over you. The intelligent person observes without feeling. They analyze without investing. They see the aggressor not as threat, but as phenomenon, as pattern, as predictable mechanical response to internal inadequacy. This detachment is not coldness, it is clarity, the ability to see what is actually happening rather than what appears to be happening. When you refuse to react emotionally, you deny the aggressor access to your internal state. They cannot manipulate what they cannot touch. They cannot exploit what you do not give them. This is the foundation of all real power. The capacity to remain unmoved while everything around you seeks to move you. Some situations demand a fifth weapon: strategic withdrawal. The intelligent person knows that not every battle deserves engagement. Not every provocation merits response. Not every challenge requires acceptance. The ability to walk away from conflict that serves no purpose is not weakness. It is the ultimate expression of self-possession. The stupid person cannot comprehend this. To them, every challenge must be met. Every slight must be answered. Every provocation must be engaged. They are slaves to their own reactivity. The intelligent person chooses their battles with ruthless selectivity. They engage only when victory serves a larger purpose. Otherwise, they simply absent themselves from the performance. This withdrawal is not retreat. It is redirection of energy toward all worthwhile objectives. Every moment spent engaging stupidity is a moment stolen from building something real. The stupid person has infinite time for conflict. It is their only skill, their entire existence. The intelligent person has better uses for their limited days. And here we arrive at 12 minutes of truth. If these patterns feel familiar, if you recognize these dynamics in your own life, you're already further along than most people ever get. The question is what you do with this recognition. You can watch these ideas, feel momentarily enlightened, and return to the same patterns tomorrow. Or you can subscribe and commit to actually understanding how power works in the real world, not the world you wish existed. The consequences of emotional reaction are absolute. When you respond to the stupid person's provocation with anger, you validate their entire strategy. You prove that they can affect you. You demonstrate that their performance has power. You hand them exactly what they wanted, evidence that they matter. Every defensive statement confirms their accusation. Every counterattack justifies their aggression. Every show of emotion proves their ability to manipulate you. You become complicit in your own subordination. The aggressor doesn't need to be right. They only need you to be reactive. This is how the stupid maintain their positions despite obvious incompetence. They create emotional chaos. They provoke reaction. They generate conflict. And in the resulting confusion, their inadequacy becomes invisible. Everyone is too busy defending themselves, counterattacking, managing emotions to notice that the emperor has no clothes, that the tyrant has no competence, that the loud voice contains no substance. The moment you react emotionally, you descend to their level. You accept the framing that this is a contest of wills rather than a display of insecurity. You validate the idea that their provocation deserves response. You participate in the performance instead of exposing it. Worse, emotional reaction depletes you. Anger exhausts, fear paralyzes. Defensiveness consumes mental energy better spent on productive activity. The stupid person loses nothing by provoking you. They live in this state constantly. It is their natural habitat. But you have things to build, objectives to achieve, a life that matters beyond this petty conflict. Every moment you spend in emotional reaction is a moment stolen from your actual purpose. And here's the cruelest truth. The stupid person doesn't even remember the confrontation an hour later. They've moved on to the next performance, the next provocation, the next opportunity to feel powerful. But you're still processing, still angry, still replaying the conversation, still crafting the perfect response you should have given. They live rent-free in your mind while you don't even register in theirs. This asymmetry is the definition of lost power. The intelligent person who gives in to emotional reaction makes a second mistake. They believe that expressing their emotion will somehow penetrate the aggressor's understanding, that their anger will communicate the seriousness of the transgression, that their hurt will generate empathy, that their fear will produce restraint. These are fantasies. The stupid person is incapable of the self-reflection required for any of these outcomes. Your emotion is not communication to them. It is fuel. Every time you react, you train them. You teach them that this approach works, that provocation produces results, that aggression generates power. You become the laboratory in which they refine their technique. And they will use that refined technique on the next person and the next, spreading their particular brand of stupidity like a virus through every system they touch. The question is not whether stupid people will continue to occupy positions of authority. They will. The question is whether you will grant them the power they claim, whether you will participate in the illusion that volume equals authority, whether you will mistake their performance for strength. The truly intelligent person recognizes that power in this world is not distributed according to merit. It never has been. It never will be. Systems that claim to reward competence are usually systems that reward the appearance of competence, and the stupid are better at appearances than the intelligent, and they have to be. Appearances are all they have, but appearances require an audience. A performance requires participants. An illusion requires belief. The moment you withdraw these things, the entire structure collapses. The emperor stands revealed. The tyrant stands exposed. The loud voice echoes in emptiness. This is the choice before you, to continue granting stupid people power through your reaction, or to reclaim that power through your refusal, to keep playing a game rigged against intelligence, or to stop playing and let the stupid perform for an empty theatre. The world will not change because you make this choice. Stupid people will still rise, still shout, still threaten, still perform, but your world changes completely. The moment you stop granting them power over your internal state, they become irrelevant. Not defeated, not conquered, simply irrelevant. Background noise in a life focused on things that actually matter. This is what Machiavelli understood. Power is not about who shouts loudest. It's about who remains unmoved while everyone else exhausts themselves in performance. The stupid run the world only to the extent that the intelligent allow them to. Only to the extent that the intelligent participate in the illusion. Only to the extent that the intelligent waste their gifts trying to defeat stupidity on its own terms instead of transcending the entire game. You cannot make stupid people intelligent. You cannot make insecure people confident. You cannot make empty people substantial, but you can choose whether their inadequacy has any effect on your trajectory, whether their noise penetrates your focus, whether their performance commands your attention. In the end, this is the only power that matters. Not power over others, power over yourself. The capacity to remain centered while everything around you seeks to displace you, to remain silent while everyone demands your voice, to remain patient while everyone celebrates immediacy, to remain detached while everyone drowns in emotion. The stupid will always be with us. They will always occupy thrones they don't deserve. They will always make noise. But they only rule the people who grant them that power. Everyone else simply observes, waits, builds, and inherits what the stupid inevitably destroy through their own incompetence. If you've stayed until the end, you've already seen something that most people don't see. Although the game is rigged, it is also optional. That power is both done and chosen. Stupidity wins battles, intellect wins wars. The challenge now is whether this understanding becomes just another piece of information to ingest and forget, or whether it becomes the lens through which you see and navigate the world. Subscribe if you want the latter, because we're only getting started.